The kingdom of Rohan is in peril. King Theoden has abandoned Edoras and led his people to Helms Deep. Saruman, the treacherous wizard, has created an army of Uruk-hai for one purpose: to destroy the race of man. In their most dire moment, the army of Rohan has been aided by the forces of the Galadrim. The elves will stand side by side with men once more. In this epic video, we are playing a massive game of the Middle Earth strategy battle game on a screen-accurate Helms Deep miniature with over 650 models. In this game, look out for incredible cinematic moments, sneaky tactics, and a whole lot of fun.
Oh, double sixes!
My name is Jacob Lucas and I'll be commanding the defenders of Helms Deep this game. I have over 150 models inside the castle, and later on in the game, my cavalry contains another 75 models. My opponent today is Lochie, the legend who built this board over on his channel, Zorp.
I got a lot of Uruk-hai today.
Lochie's army doesn't just contain the regular Uruk-hai, he's also got the elite Uruk-hai berserkers, as well as the wild men of Dunland.
Hello and welcome back to Conquest Creations. We have a pretty big board here in front of us here, Lochie.
Yeah, it's not tiny. It should do the job, I think, for the old Helms Deep.
So 5 months of work and we're ready to besiege this castle.
It's gonna be a big one.
To win this game, there's a few things that need to happen. Firstly, this board is divided into 5 sections. We've got the outer wall of the Hornburg, the inner wall of the Hornburg, the Great Hall behind the Hornburg, the fields of battle, and the deeping wall. So whoever has more models in each section at the end of the game will score 1 point. There's also 1 point in Aragorn and Theoden. So if I manage to keep them alive, I'll get a point. If you kill them, you get a point.
Yeah, we need to behead the kings and seize control of as much of this castle as possible.
Yeah, it's a big castle, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that deep into it, but if I can at least take control of the walls and maybe take a couple of hero heads, we're going to be golden.
This game will be 13 turns long. We're also going to be using a variety of special rules to make this game feel more like what we saw in the movies. So we're going to be seeing cool things like the deeping wall exploding if the Uruk-hai can get to it, Legolas surfing down the stairs on an Uruk-hai shield, and on the 11th turn, the Riders of Aemir will be arriving. And if Aragorn and Theoden are in the inner circle of Helm's Deep, they can also mount up, and then everyone will get a bunch of free heroic combats. If we make it that far, it's going to be absolutely awesome. Here at Conquest Creations, we design our own STL files for 3D printing of wargaming scenery for your tabletops. Over on our web store, you can browse through our massive library of files. In our special deals tab, you can find bundles of our terrain at a big discount. And if you don't have much of a budget but still want some awesome scenery, then check out the files in our free tab. We also have a Patreon where each month at the Conquest Champions tier, we release a bundle of STL files. There's 1 week left to get the Ruins of Raven Peak set, and next month is the Corsair fleets. While on the Patreon, you also get a 15% discount for our website, meaning you can save money by signing up. If you want to support the channel while getting some incredible scenery at the same time, then please check out our STL files.
Let's do it.
The great battle of our time begins.
Turn 1, let's go. And Lochie, here we are. First turn movement.
The Battle of Helm's Deep is about to begin, and I have so many Uruk-hai.
Yes, you do. Let's start moving them all. What's the game plan here?
Well, I mean, it's a horde, and the game plan is move forward. There is a lot of Uruks. We got to get up to these walls, raise these ladders next turn, get my bombs up. I mean, there's a lot of bodies, and I need them on the wall, not in the field. So go, go, go. We got the ram up to the gate. We've got Dunlandings pouring in. We got to smash that thing down.
In my movement, in response, I did literally nothing. Everyone's in position, and we're going to hit you with our first volley of archery. I'm starting with all of my elves shooting down into this horde. We're hitting on 3s. I'm going to go for the Uruk-hai crossbowman because I don't want to get shot back, so I need 5s here. That is 3 kills. Lochie, you're down to 400 models remaining.
Oh no, only 400 left.
Next one to fire was Legolas, and he's going straight at some of those berserkers with the flaming brands. He's done 1 wound. Lochie, you've got a 6 up, feel no pain save.
No.
No, take him out. All of my Rohan archers fired at the wildmen coming up the causeway and managed to kill 5 of them. And with my shooting done, let's go into the next turn.
Turn number 2, let the Uruks advance.
So priority went to the evil side again, Lochie, and what did you do?
Ladders, 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 ladders. I've got something like 11 on the deeping wall. My 2 big main ones launched from the siege ballista, and the Uruks are surging onto the walls. Here come the berserkers. And over here on the causeway, I am making gains. The battering ram is at the gate. It's time to knock knock and say hello.
I was just shimmying some models to make sure I'm fighting at the top of these ladders because I do not want these Urukai getting on top of my wall this early into the game. That's going to go into the shooting phase. I don't have as many shots this turn because some of my archers are fighting, but let's see how we go. Lochie, before I get a chance to shoot, it is your turn. You've got a lot of crossbows. What are they going to be targeting?
We're going to try and thin the walls here. There's a lot of shiny elves up on the deeping wall. I'm going to let the berserkers take care of the inner Hornburg. I got to breach this wall, so that's target number 1. 30 Urukai crossbowmen peppering our shiny Galadrim.
And that is 4 dead elves.
4. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a lot, but every dead elf counts.
That hurt. I shot down next and my elves were a lot more tied up. We only managed to take down 2 Urukai with the elves. All my Rohan fired next and we managed to kill 5 Urukai down in here. They did a lot better than their elven counterparts. My last model to shoot is Legolas. And Legolas has one job, it's to stop this berserker with a flaming brand right here. So here we go, hitting on 2s. It's 2 hits and I need 6s to wound him. Nothing. I did not bring him down. I'm worried I might be getting blown up here. So Lochie, the very first fight of the game is going to be Aragon on the top of the walls fighting against this berserker. Roll your 2 dice, set the bar for me.
Imagine if I get him here. Come on, come on. Big 6. Oh, it's all right, it's all right.
I'm on a 4,
Yeah.
but Aragon has a free point of might every turn with his Mighty Hero special, so I'll use that to win this fight.
Yep, taking it on fight value. Chop me in half.
I did not chop you in half.
No, you don't have Enderil yet either, but I think, can I still get knocked off?
You can still get knocked off, so I need you to roll a dice. On a 4 up, you'll stay there on the ladder.
Yes!
You've stayed on the ladder, otherwise you were gonna fall down that ladder and potentially die.
And knock everyone else off too.
Exactly. But you've made it. The fight started across the wall. In the first fight, I managed to kill a berserker, but the next one saw a berserker killing an elf and jumping onto the wall. And the rest of the fight phase was ugly for the elves. There are now 5 berserkers on top of the walls, and it's only turn 2. We've got a lot of work to do. These elves need to pick up their game. The Hornburg was ugly as well. We had 3 berserkers win their fights, get kills, and get onto the walls. The defenders need to pick up their game here. All right, Lochie, it's the end of the turn, and that means this battering ram is hitting the gate. You've got 2 strikes with this thing. I've got 3 wounds. You need 4s to wound. See how much damage you can put on me.
All right, here we go, here we go, here we go.
2 wounds. That is a...
That's juicy. I'm basically almost through.
You're almost through.
There should be holes that I can shoot through at this point.
I'm worried. Priority for this turn went to the good side, and I'm just trying to hold off these berserkers. I have so many models on the walls that are able to totally surround them, so I'm hoping that after a bad previous turn, I can push them back this turn. I've also got a group of warriors who are running down to the gate. That took more damage than I was expecting it to, so I need to reinforce it, and if it goes down, I need to be able to hold the line.
The Uruks have pushed up. There's ladders, so that's just big choke point city. So we're just getting up as much as we can, but most importantly, I have got the bombs in the culvert. Now I've got to get my engineers out of there and my Uruks in. The gate isn't destroyed, but it is close. So I have massed up Dunlendings and Uruks to smash on in once we get that thing burst open.
That took us into my shooting phase where all of my shots only managed to kill 3 Urukai this turn, and we have 1 more shot left. It's Legolas firing at this Urukai berserker. If I don't kill him this turn, next turn he's got a chance to detonate all those bombs. All right, it's Legolas's turn to shoot. I've got a berserker to kill. I'm hitting on 2s. Oh, that is, can't see my dice there. What is it, Lochie?
I can't see either. There's too many bloody ladders. A 6!
Fantastic, all right. And now I really need to kill him. I need 6s here. That's nothing. I could spend my might, but I'm not going to because I'll have another shot to kill him next turn. But please, Legolas, bring him down. The combat phase started on the deeping wall, where this turn was a bit better for me than last turn. We managed to kill several Urukai. We still took some casualties, but we've slowed them down. Up in the Hornberg, we lost a lot of men as these berserkers are getting onto the wall, and now we just have the battering ram.
I need a single 4 to smash through the front gate. Come on, battering ram. No! Bloody snake eyes.
Failure.
It lives for another turn.
So the gate still stands. That goes into next turn.
What a turn to win priority for the Uruks. On the right flank, I've got berserkers leaping up, totally overwhelming the elves. And then closer to the Hornberg, near this central bastion, the men of Rohan have capitulated, and my Uruks are pushing through beyond the wall to the back of the upper Hornberg. I retreated the engineers away from the blast zone, and in runs my flame-wielding berserker.
And my move just involved a lot of shimmying, making sure all of my troops that can fight are stuck into it. So that's going to go to a very, very important shooting phase for me. My archers in the rear battlement fired down at the Urukai scouts that have broken through the wall, and we managed to take down one of them.
No, not Gary.
Legolas now has the shot of his life. He's going straight down at the berserker who's about to ignite the demolition charges. This is your moment, young Prince of Mirkwood. Hitting on 2s, here we go. 2 hits, that's all right, that's all right.
Not ideal.
All right, a 6 to kill him. Oh, snake eyes. I have 3 points of might that I could have just spent. But that was snake eyes. Like literally if I spend all of it, nothing even happens.
It's meant to be, bro. Man, that wall is going down.
We're getting demoed. I feel like this is exactly what happened in the movies, man. Like he just botched it.
Legolas rolled some 1s, man.
Yeah. Like the arrow went into the Urukai, but it didn't even hurt him. It's just, you know, we saw it hit him. All right. Ouch. That takes us into the fight phase. We've decided we have to save the exciting thing for last, so that's when the demo charge is going to go, and we've got a lot of elves fighting on the walls here.
It's time to take this wall.
The fight phase was raging this turn. The elves and Urukai on the deepening wall fought, and there's less elves than there were at the start, that's for sure, but we actually managed to get a few kills this time. The Urukai are finally getting a solid foothold inside the Hornberg, but we've got something very important to do. This wall has to blow up.
Boom. Let's go. This could be a double turn, Jacob. We could get the gate and the wall.
At the same time. Yeah, that's true.
Third time's a charm, maybe? It's just a single 4. Come on, gate. Get the hell out of here. Yes, yes, we got it. We got it.
That's it. All right, take the gate out.
Oh, yeah, I can actually do that.
Oh, boy, do they have a lot of Urukai coming their way.
It's time to kamikaze myself onto this bomb with my flaming brand. First, I need to take a courage check, 3+. Oh, he's just brave enough. He's just brave enough.
That was very, very close to a failure.
It's okay. Now we just got to see if the bomb goes off. And there's a lot of bombs in there. It's going to be a big boom, a 2+.
Done. Done.
Can I actually do it without breaking all the models? No, there's going to be like death everywhere.
So the wall has been blown up, and I had Aragorn and Gimli on the wall. So what we're going to do here is placing them in the center, and then we're going to do a classic scatter dice to see where they end up. So here's Gimli. All right, he's going this way 4 inches, so that's going to make him land outside the
grim.
wall.
That's grim for him.
And then let's do Aragorn. Come on. Oh, that is not good. He's going 5 inches directly out. Okay. Well, they're both worth points in this scenario, so I don't know, wish me luck. Now that the deepening wall has been destroyed, my reserve of elves are able to be deployed. Basically, we didn't have enough elves to do this at the start of the game. So they are coming in here, and they are going to try to hold that gap against the hordes of Urukai. And in my movement phase, the elves that have spawned in behind the breach in the wall are rushing forwards, and Aragorn and Gimli are running to get back inside the fortress. Up on the walls, we're just engaging the Urukai. We want to hold out as long as possible. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold the deepening wall for much longer, though. Up in the Hornberg, again, we're just charging in, and I've got Theoden and his warriors just waiting in the gate for those Urukai to charge forwards. That's going into Lochie's movement.
We've blasted open the wall, we've smashed open the gate. It's all about surging into the breach. Aragorn and Gimli are somehow on my side of the wall, so we're swamping them. And up at the gate, we are digging through to get to the king. And then to finish my move, my little orc insurgents are fleeing up the stairs, which have a little speed boost to get halfway up to the rear battlement.
On the wide side of the deepening wall that's now cut off from the Hornburg, we took more casualties. We've only got 2 elves left alive in there. In the rest of the fights, the elves killed a lot more Uruk-hai, and then we got to the Hornburg where the Uruk-hai kept doing work. They killed 1 more warrior of Rohan in exchange for losing 1 Uruk-hai, and then Theoden is holding the gate. It's the final fight of the turn. We've got Aragorn fighting a horde of Uruk-hai. I'm super outnumbered here, and of course the heroes are worth points, so I really don't want him to die. All right, you want to set the bar for me?
Yeah, let's go. 7 Uruks with ranked up pikes. I've got the 6, and you need 1 badly.
Here we go. That's a 5, but you know what?
Yep.
3 point of might for Mighty Hero.
3 point of might.
Doesn't cost me anything, and I've won that.
Chop me up, dude. Make some space. Look
Oh,
at that!
I'll take that. I'll take out these 2 siege.
My 2 little engineers, down they go. Priority was a huge boon. Managed to pin Aragorn and Gimli and then just storm the breach of the deeping wall. The elven line is absolutely swarmed. The deeping wall is absolutely swarmed. And the Hornburg gate is absolutely swarmed. And the Uruks up the back are almost into the rear battlement.
So in my move, I'm just trying to respond to what Lochie was doing there. All of my warriors of Rohan are running across to the side of the battlements where those big ladders have come up, and I've taken heavy casualties. Down in the middle, these Uruk-hai are pouring through, so now I'm going into my shooting phase, and I've got my secret ability to activate. Legolas is going to be sliding down this staircase. So he's got an Uruk-hai shield, and now, as he's sliding down, he gets to shoot as normal. So hitting on 2s, it's 2 hits. And these are just going at the pikemen fighting the elves. That's 1 kill. And you know what? I'll spend a point of might. I want 2 kills here because that's cool. So I'll take these 2 out. Now, I've reached the bottom of the stairs, but there was that shield that I was sliding on. I can use that to deal a strength 6 hit to this Uruk-hai as I flick
it into his neck, Jacob.
Got him.
Yes!
All right, and then finally, Legolas can end in combat, so he's just going to charge that nearest Uruk-hai there. Sweet, that was fun. That takes us into the combat phase, and both Gimli and Aragorn are going to call heroic combats, because otherwise they're in a ton of danger, so they're just trying to get out so they can start making their way towards the Hornburg. We're going to start with Gimli's heroic combat, because if he wins his, he can get out of the way, but if he loses this, Aragorn's trapped in there. So let's win this. Set the bar for me.
All right, I'm not going to shield. I'm an Uruk. Oh.
And I've won that just. Thanks to my fight value.
Put up a good fight.
All right, here we go. Can I get the kill? Yes, I can. So I'm going to take this guy out. And Gimli's just going to run to safety around the corner. It's Aragorn's turn.
Look at these, man. You are swamped. Actually, I don't know that many. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've got 5. These pikes give me so many attacks. I've got the 6s. Oh, you got the might.
There we go. I've got the 6 as well. All right, 5's to wound. There we go. Got 2 kills.
Bloody Aragorn.
So I'm going to take these 2 out. That was nice and easy. And Aragorn just runs to safety. Get out of there.
You sooks. Come back and fight me in the water.
In the breach, things went really well for the elves. We managed to kill a heap of the Uruk-hai. Up on the remnants of the deeping wall, one of my elves managed to kill a berserker. These 2 guys are on their final stand. The elves woke up on the walls this time, and we cleared out a lot of those elite berserkers. We're running low on numbers, but the Uruk-hai are running out of berserkers, so I'll take that trade. In the Hornburg, we took some casualties on the Rohan side, but the gate is holding. Theoden managed to get another kill, and we didn't lose any more soldiers there. Yo, Lochie, you've got priority. What's the plan?
Get in the bloody breach. That's the plan. We need to swamp these elves and get inside the fortress. With Aragorn and Legolas retreating, we actually managed to wrap around behind the elves in the deeping wall breach, and all across the Hornburg we are spilling up the ladders. We're even up on the rear battlement. The Uruks are advancing. And of course, we made a charge on the king in the gate.
My movement started at the rear battlement. These Uruk-hai have gotten up here quick, and I need to respond to stop them from getting into the Great Hall. And my next move is with Gimli and Aragon, and they have a heroic march powered move to get them towards the Hornburg so we can play this out just like in the story. These elves are going to do everything in their power to hold the breach. If these Uruk-hai pour through and start wrapping around me like they're already doing a little bit, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Here in the Hornburg, I'm realizing that all of these troops here are cut off from the second layer of defense by those Uruk-hai. So instead what we're going to do is come back here and start getting some guys to run across this bridge to get into that second layer of defense. This first layer is of course worth points, but I'm just terrified of what those Uruk-hai are about to do to me. And here's our full board after movement. There are more Uruk-hai inside the castle this turn, but I'm actually pretty happy with how things are holding out at this point. I just can't afford a bad turn here. My last two elves on the separated side of the deeping wall started well by just winning a fight and pushing one back, but then his mate went down. This guy is all alone with no friends anywhere nearby. In the breach, things went pretty well for the elves. Only 2 of them went down and we managed to take down 5 of the Uruk-hai. So we're losing models, but we're making Lochie pay for it. On the rest of the wall, the elves are holding strong. I'm stopping Lochie from getting a foothold here. The longer they can hold it, the better it is for the defenders. And in the upper battlement, I took 3 casualties and did not damage the Uruk-hai, so they might be able to push into the Great Hall. And the fights in the Hornburg were ugly. The Uruk-hai managed to take down 7 warriors of Rohan in a row without losing a fight. In the gate, I'm starting to lose some models as well, so Theoden might need to pull back to the second layer of defenses. You've won priority again, so you're doing pretty well with them.
Steam and the priority, and it's perfect because I've got breaches to pour through here. I reckon I can pretty comfortably consolidate this deeping wall, and it's going to come down to the Hornburg.
Yeah, so it's not all easy for you. I'm going to call a heroic move with Theoden because I need to pull back.
Fair.
Let's get to the second ring of Helms Deep, and hopefully we can hold that. If not, we're going to jump in the Great Hall. I'm also going to call a heroic march with Aragon because he's going to link up with Theoden. He's got some.
Get him back inside the keep. Fall back.
Yeah, exactly. Lochie, just move your Uruk-hai. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm not worried. It's all going to be fine.
Oh yeah.
Mega playable. Not a worry.
Not standing on a stepladder at all.
I don't have a leg counterbalancing. It's all fine.
Yeah.
I could just
hang on. I'll just zoom in. That works better.
Yep. The elves are pretty encircled down here now. Deeping wall is wrapping up nicely. Haldir is totally fine, and Aragon and Gimli are just hooning up behind my army, but that's fine because I have broken through on the Hornburg. I have so many Uruk-hai up here now. I might even be able to get to Theoden before Aragon does.
So with Lochie's move finished up, that went into my move, and I am just pulling my warriors to the second level of Helm's Deep so that they can defend that gate for when the Uruk-hai horde pours in. Aragon and Gimli absolutely legged it with their heroic march, trying to get back to the Hornburg. A really important thing that I have to show you guys is down here. Haldir, he is currently fighting 2 berserkers, and he is on the edge of the wall. I haven't lost a hero yet, but if he loses that fight, he could be in a lot of trouble. The fights on the outer wall of the Hornburg have been going poorly for me, and the Uruk-hai got a stronger foothold. I did manage to take a couple down, but next turn, they're going to be cutting off Theoden, which is terrifying. My fighting force at the breach in the deeping wall is still holding relatively strong. We took some casualties this turn because we're starting to get surrounded, but we're holding the Uruk-hai off for now. Up on the walls, I had my first elf get pushed off, take falling damage, and die. The rest of the fights went decently well. I didn't take many more casualties, but I also didn't get many kills. We're now up to the final fight of the turn. It's Haldir fighting against 2 berserkers. Set the bar for me here.
Come on, boys. Oh, it's not strong. Only 4s on 2-handing.
There's a 6 from me, and I'll take that. Haldir still stands. This might be his final stand, but can he get any kills? You can wound a berserker. Can your fury save get you? No. All right. Haldir's going strong. In the upper battlements, the casualties on the Rohan are starting to mount, and next turn I'm worried that these Uruk-hai are going to start running into the Great Hall, so I'm going to need to send some troops back. So priority went to me this turn, and there's a lot of movement to do. Firstly, I called another heroic march with Aragon and Gimli because they need to get into the Hornburg, and well, they made it this turn, which is fantastic. Down with my elves in the deepening wall. look, there's not many of them left, but they're fighting, and that's all that matters. In the Hornburg, I put more warriors into that middle Hornburg, into the center of the Hornburg, and Theoden has backed up so that he's going to be able to hold the gate. I also sent a bunch of guys through the Great Hall to start to fight against the Uruk-hai that are coming up from behind. This is a big turn. I need to hold the line.
So I got pinned pretty hard here in the Deeping Wall. I don't have a lot of Uruks to advance because you choked up nicely with the elves. I got a little bit of a push up the top on the back of the rear battlements. And the big moving and shaking was, of course, in the Hornburg. I'm swarming down, and I'm going to catch myself an Aragorn and maybe even a Gimli.
The elves are holding out really, really well down here in the gap. We took another casualty, but we actually killed 4 Uruk-hai and a Wildman in return, so I'm pretty happy about that. But now...
Yeah, you bastards.
Yeah, we're good. Don't worry. It's Haldir's turn. This is going to go better than the movie. I've got my 2 dice fighting your Berserker and a friend.
Oh man, that is ripe for the taking. I'm clonking you on the head, I can feel it. Come on, Zerka. Oh,
that goes to you. I've spent my might points already.
You have. I'm gonna juice him.
Yeah. All right. Let's see it.
Oh!
That's 2 wounds.
You got a fate point.
I've got a fate point, but it might not matter anyway. I passed my fate, but I have to make way. I don't have an option not to, so I'm gonna take falling damage. 5 strength 3 hits, dude.
And no wounds left in the tank. You take a single fatal wound here and you're gone.
This is not good.
Oh, he lives!
He's somehow alive.
He's got a major injury, but he's ready to get back up.
He's ready for next turn. The rest of the Deeping Wall was a bit more grim, taking more casualties. I might have given up out here. Our last fight for the turn is Aragorn going up against 2 Berserkers in there. Locke, you've got the dice tray for us.
Yes,
set the bar.
in this super playable fortress. All right, I'm going to set the tone with 2 Zerks. Let's see how we go. 4 dice. I'm on 5s down to 4s, 2-handing.
All right, you got to reach that dice tray over to me.
Gimme. And you've got a 5. It goes to the Gorn. Like, I'm going to roll your wounds for you.
Yes, please do.
Does he kill them? 1 wound. 2 wounds.
All right. You do have 2 fury saves, though.
Oh, yeah, I do. Right. 2 berserkers, 2 fury saves.
It's got to be the white hand dice. 2 kills.
Aragorning.
Huge effort. In the secondary gate, we took another casualty, but Theoden is there holding the line, getting kills. In the upper battlement, I lost more Warriors of Rohan. And remember that the objective is to control the regions of the board. That's one of the objectives. And all of a sudden, the Uruk-hai might be taking the Great Hall behind me before the Hornburg's even gone down. I've got priority again, which is really helpful. For Aragorn to get onto a horse, we need to get into this upper section, and Theoden is already in there, so he's looking pretty good. The first move is Aragorn just charging into this Uruk-hai here. He's setting up for heroic combat to get in there so he can jump on a horse next turn. But ultimately, these guys in here should be safe now that the mount up and the ride out is going to happen. Somehow Legolas is still out here, so he's not going to get to the Hornburg in time. I'm just charging into combats with him, and my thin line of elves is going to continue their battle against the horde of Uruk-hai. This one elf on the remnant end of the Deeping Wall is still alive and still fighting. He's going to charge a Berserker. Nothing can go wrong with him. And that's my move done. Lochie, do your worst.
Starting up in the rear battlement, we're just swamping every Rohan warrior we can. Losing priority again, I can't pour any more through the breach, but up on these walls, we can pin the last of these Galadhrim. So in this highly playable fortress, I'm just going to pin the Rohan on this side and then start rushing down in here. And also, we're going to grab ourselves a little Gimli down here in the walkway.
The fight phase started with Aragorn's heroic combat, and he won it, and he managed to get into the second layer of the Hornburg, so he is mounting up next turn. The population of elves has drastically decreased. We took some heavy casualties this turn, but that's right, we're still fighting. And the rest of the fights in the Hornburg actually went okay. We took some casualties, and this is the state of the board right now. In the rear battlements, we had a catastrophic turn. I lost 5 models in 5 combats. That was brutal. And that really matters because those Uruk-hai are now going to be able to get into the Great Hall, so I'm going to have to pour models back if I want to be able to hold that part of the board. And this is when things get exciting.
Well, yeah, maybe exciting for you. I've been mopping up some elves and some Rohan, and now I'm getting a bit worried.
All those turns of my guys just dying, I'm hoping come off here. So it is the time. It is the fifth day? What's the quote? Give us the quote.
At first light of the fifth day.
It is
look
first
to
light.
the east.
Exactly. Now, if I look east, I'm going to see Gandalf the White, Aemma, and a ridiculous amount of riders.
And first you got to blow your horn.
Oh, okay. Let me push the horn button. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna ride out. Let's do it. Aragorn, Theoden, we're jumping on horses. Aemma's coming down. I feel like a main character again.
Yeah, I feel like I'm ready to just be a bunch of extras getting flattened in the face by a cavalry charge. Let's do it.
As we explained at the start of the video, on this charge, they get unlimited heroic combats until they stop. So I reckon we might be able to get all the way out to the front of the gate.
Well, my Uruks are going to try and reform the line here, but we are way too terrified of Gandalf the White and his big, bright, shiny light. So no charging, but let's at least try and salvage some sort of backline here.
So at this stage in the game, we're pretty close to the end, and we need to remember our objectives. Aragorn and Theoden are worth 1 point each, and they're both still alive in here, so that's good. I've got this inner section of the Hornburg pretty locked down, but this outer section, even if I kill the guys down here, there are so many Uruk-hai on this wall that I reckon I might lose that one. The Deeping Wall is a completely lost cause. So the thing that's going to determine this game is how many guys can I kill in the fields of battle, because that is the last area of terrain that matters. If I can kill enough of those Uruk-hai that I outnumber them, then that's going to win me this game. The other part of the board that matters is the inside of the Great Hall, and there are a ton of Uruk-hais, and there's only a couple Warriors of Rohan here left. So I'm going to need some of the guys from the Upper Hornburg to run in next turn, because I'm not convinced that I'm going to be able to hold this. So here we are at the start of the fight phase, and Theoden has his unlimited heroic combat, so don't fail on the first one. He's on 6s, all right, well that's going to outfight you, that's fantastic. So can I get the kill here? I'll double my dice. That's the first kill. So I'm going to take that model out. Ooh, super playable board. And then Theoden is going to charge into the next guy, and we're going to keep doing this until he stops, and Aragorn's doing the same. Aragorn's endless heroic combat is going insanely well. I was worried he was just going to get stuck inside the castle, but he's made it out the front gate.
Oh, double 6s! Take that, Aragorn. You got no might left, right?
I'm out of might. So that's the end.
Finally, the charge is over.
That's really sad. I was hoping to get all the way down, but...
What do I got, like 5 Dunlendings left holding the gate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
so you can strike.
I'm taking out the horse. No more of this insane bloody horse. No, I'm not taking that though. Okay, right. We stopped him.
That is the key thing. I'm not moving anymore. The elves fighting the Uruk-hai in the Deeping Wall took some casualties. Unfortunately, after a long and hard fight, Haldir has been slain. I kind of like that because it's following the story. In these upper battlements, there is only 1 warrior of Rohan left, so all these Uruk-hai are getting into the Great Hall next turn. The riders of Aemma have charged in, and on the causeway, the ride out is occurring. It's just a question of can we kill enough models down here in the basin. Up in the Hornburg, things are... I realized I stuffed up. I ran all my cavalry down, and now there's some Uruk-hai threatening that second ring on the Hornburg, and I've got guys running back into the Great Hall to hopefully be able to capture it. I had a big move phase. Lochie, what'd you do in your movement?
Charged what I could, really. The Uruks on the field sort of piled in, got the odd pike I have left in a supporting position, and up in the Hornburg, I swamped the outer ring, but I think the inner ring might be lost.
So that takes us into the combat phase, and remember that every single one of my cav who charged this turn, not just the heroes, but everything gets a free heroic combat. We're gonna start with Aemma. Set the bar for me, Lochie.
Yep, two crossbowmen.
Oh yeah.
Oh jeez, those 3 3s, I had a little flicker of hope there.
Yep, all right, here's the first guy. He's dead because I get +1 strength on the charge.
Yes, you do.
And the next one is also dead.
Crunch,
and
crunch,
I
crunch.
kill the first one even more times. Yep, got him. And this was a free heroic combat, so I just charge into the next 2 guys. You know what? Let's do them right away.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I've got another 2 measly crossbowmen.
I've got the 6 there. 2 wounds of the first guy. He's dead. And now on the second guy, he's dead as well. That's 4 kills from Aemma's first turn. Nice.
Efficient.
And the combat phase was incredibly effective. Gandalf used his Look to the Light ability, which gave a -1 to the duel rolls for all the Uruk-hai, and boy oh boy did we kill a lot of them. That combined with the heroic combats shredded their front row. The question is, can I keep that up for next turn? Because there are still so many guys in here that I need to kill. Next turn is the final turn. Priority this turn went to the good side, and oh boy, do I enjoy charging with cavalry. All of the riders of Aemma charged in, and they've got those heroic combats once again. Up on the causeway, Aragorn and Theoden are just cutting their way through more wildmen. But the really important thing is, I gotta remember the objective. So in the Great Hall, I've just flooded it with troops, and I'm currently outnumbering the Uruk-hai, so as long as I don't take too many casualties, that should be mine. And when it comes to winning the game at the moment, I want to give you a quick status update before we go into our last combat phase of the game. The Uruk-hai are holding the outer Hornburg. There's just so many of them on the wall here. I've got the inner Hornburg. The Great Hall depends on this fight phase, and down in the plains of battle, that depends on this fight phase as well. There's 140 bad guys, and there's currently 60 good guys. It's a tall ask, but I reckon I can do it. And the fight phase started with Aragorn getting a heroic combat, killing some wildmen, charging into another one, and that meant that Theoden's heroic combat allowed him just to run down the causeway. Now, it doesn't really get me anything tactically just running him down, but hey, it's themey, so I had to do it. Free heroic combats is just an absolutely mental ability. It means that Aemma is just getting more kills. He's just charged so far forward that he's kind of all alone. And Gandalf the White, now with 3 attacks base, is just a beast. And he managed to charge in and take out one of the Dunlending chieftains. And the cavalry charge happened, and it was savage. We got so many kills. Uruk-hai came off by the handful, but we did also lose some cavalry. In the end, we did not quite get enough kills. We killed 50 models, meaning there's still 90 guys here in the basin. So the bad guys are going to capture that area of the board still. Behind the deeping wall, the Uruk-hai have well and truly captured it. There's one model left alive, and it is Legolas. He's out of fate, but still standing, which means he's survived this game. In the Great Hall, the fight phase went evenly. I lost 2 models, Lochie lost 2 models, but that's exactly what I needed. It means I outnumber him, so I still control it. Game over.
Absolute slog. What a battle.
So, let's talk about scores.
Yeah.
Aragorn and Theoden, worth 1 point each.
I did not kill them.
Still alive.
I didn't even get close.
Yeah, they didn't get touched, really. So then it's down to points on the board. You, in the end, you do still control the battlefield and the deeping wall.
Yeah, the deeping wall, I think only Legolas. I've got that well and truly tied up, and I just held on in the valley floor.
Yep. The outer Hornburg, there is a lot of Uruk-hai on this wall, so that is all yours. So you're on 3 points.
3 points for me, you're on 2, and
I'm
what do
on
you
2.
control?
I've got the inner Hornburg here, and end of the game, the Great Hall went to me. So that's another 2 points. So final score, 4-3 in favor of the defenders.
So close.
That's it. We've made it to the end. Thank you for watching. This has been Conquest Creations. Make sure you check out our Patreon if you like this kind of content. And I'll help out the little guy, and I'll give Zorp a shout out as well. Go check out his channel. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.